Woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's no surprise that Governor Youngkin is getting a lot of grief from Democrats for defending the Trump-Musk attack on federal spending and federal employment, both major pillars of the Virginia economy. Youngkin's apparently decided that to become president in 2028, he has to be loyal to the guy elected in 2024. If that puts Youngkin between a rock and a hard place here in Virginia, so be it. He can't run for re-election because of Virginia's one-and-done rule. Perhaps more important to Youngkin than the loyalty of home state Republicans is the love of party activists in New Hampshire, Iowa, and South Carolina, those early presidential primary and caucus states. The key to that now is for Youngkin to suck up to Trump. Never mind that he's been rejected 3 times by Virginia voters. Few know better than Youngkin how important federal largesse is for Virginia. Youngkin is a multi-millionaire ex-Wall Streeter whose personal fortune, in no small part, is a consequence of his former firm's big, successful moves in the defense and security industries. Both rely heavily on government contracts. So the best Youngkin can do right now, faced with criticism mostly from Democrats, is to tell all those federal employees who are out of work, or expect to be soon, that, as Bill Clinton would say, I feel your pain. Mind you, it's not as if Youngkin isn't doing something, but is it much? He recently announced an online job fair. It's a website where listed are some 250,000 open jobs in the private sector. One can also get advice on tuning up a resume. In contrast, Democrats are yowling. States' 2 U.S. senators are introducing legislation to block Trump from ravaging the bureaucracy. Members of the House delegation are taking similar steps. Problem is, Democrats are in the minority in both bodies. That means they're helpless to do anything. Something Virginia Democrats did do: they voted against that Republican funding bill that keeps the government open until September. One of the loudest voices on that, Senator Mark Warner. But he's up for re-election. But back to Youngkin. Had he run, won, and governed, had he been able to run, win, and govern as a center-right Republican in the mold of Larry Hogan in Maryland or Linwood Holton, elected in 1969 as Virginia's first modern Republican governor, Youngkin might have had legislative Democrats eating out of his hand instead of eating his lunch. The narrative out of Virginia would have been that our state was indeed purple, and our governor indeed embodied a new bipartisanship. Youngkin might have become the model for future post-Trump Republican candidates. That's assuming voters weary of the Trump shtick, giving up confrontational politics for compromise and accommodation. But Youngkin believed his clips, and all those strategists to whom he wrote fat checks, they told him his time was now. So he tried for the presidency, kinda, sorta, in 2024, by kinda, sorta, imitating Trump. But for Republicans, there was no substitute for the real thing. For the Richmond Times-Dispatch, this is Jeff Shapiro.